Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakaha Kodash, Barakatum. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule and teach well. In peace and salutations to you sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure unto the end. This is the Brother Ra'aya with another video, and in this video, I'll be profiling an article from RT.com titled 100 Million Americans Affected, Biden to Mandate All Employers with Over 100 Workers to Require DIVOC, tabs, or weekly tests. Hey, this is Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe or destruction to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, Esau, Edom, the so-called Caucasian, more specifically the elites of these Edomites who are currently in control of the planet, such as the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, DuPonts, Gettys, Merovingians, you name it, is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And from the title of that article on RT.com alone, you should know that this devil's about to come down in great wrath. Hey, we're coming into the final hours of this thing, Akim. Hey, Esau, Edom, more specifically, those elites are about to pull out all the stops to implement that NW0, the GREATRESET. So expect for anything to come. As we can see, more mandates are coming out. We're just going to restrict people from going to places, restrict people from being allowed to keep their jobs if they don't go along with the mandates. More babushkas, as we'll call them, are getting mandated. You're going to need a third babushka, and how much more before a fourth babushka? You've got lockdown measures being reinstated in countries all around the world, isolation zones getting set up, and everything is leading towards the mandatory implementation of the MOTB, Marcus, where it's going to get so serious to where people that don't want to go along with it and get it will be faced with being put to death. Hey, Akim, these are the times we've been waiting for this devil to come down in great wrath. This is not the time to be getting weak or looking back into the world like Lot's wife. We know exactly what we signed up for. Esau, Edom, that devil has to come down and mandatorily implement the MOTB and try to bring about his NW0 before Yahushai Hamashiach, whom the world ignorantly refers to as Jesus Christ, makes his second coming and saves his elect and puts an end to this rulership of Esau, Edoms, and these other heathen nations. So we should be rejoicing as long as we endure like good soldiers of Yahushai Hamashiach to the bitter end, whatever our lot may be. If we have to be martyrs for this thing, then so be it. We'll receive that crown and be of that elect number. But as for 2/3 of the nation of Israel, or you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who are hard-headed and refuse to return under your power, and you other heathen nations, woe to you, because nothing good is coming your way. You're going to get completely caught up here with all these different calamities these Edomites, more specifically the elites, are bringing in order to implement their GREATRESET. And a lot of you are going to die very painful, horrific deaths. See it happen to your loved ones, etc., etc. And you know what? All of you people, especially 2/3 of the nation of Israel, deserve it at this point. The men of the Lord have been preaching on the highways and byways for the better part of a decade and have been putting up these video epistles on YouTube. So you've got no more cloak for your maliciousness. Instead of taking heed to this word, what did you do? You scoffed at the men of the Lord, and if you could, you'd put us to death. Hey, well, now it's the time for the Most High to put you to death for your negligence and ignorance and your hatred towards the words of the Most High, towards his men, and really towards the Most High. But let's get into that article. Again, 100 million Americans affected. Biden to mandate all employers with over 100 workers to require DIVOC, tabs, or weekly tests. Hey, cometh down in great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Path out of the situation. President Biden's DIVOC action plan. President Biden is implementing a 6-pronged, comprehensive national strategy that employs the same science-based approach that was used to successfully combat previous variants of the DIVOC earlier this year. This plan will ensure that we are using every available tool to combat DIVOC and save even more lives in the months ahead, while also keeping schools open and safe and protecting our economy from lockdowns and damages. Here's some of the tenets. Valorating the unvaloried, further protecting the valorated, keeping schools safely open, increasing testing and requiring coverings, protecting our economic recovery, improving care for those with DIVOC. Hey, don't fall for the okie doke. This is that devil coming down in great wrath. U.S. President Joe Biden will instruct all employers with more than 100 workers to force their staff to go on a date with Vanessa or to submit to weekly DIVOC tests. Companies refusing will face stiff fines. The new order, revealed by the White House on Thursday ahead of a speech by Biden, will affect roughly 100 million American workers. Earlier, White House officials told the media that Biden has also signed an executive order making Valerie obligatory for all 2.5 million federal employees and other outside contractors, with no option for testing as an alternative. Hey, like brothers have been telling you before, all these possible exemptions, a religious exemption, or any other thing you might have tried to do to get past going on a date with Valerie, we're going to get taken out of the way. Hey, this devil is not stopping. He's going to make sure all of you go on a date with Valerie and then afterwards go hang out with Marcus. The White House cannot normally compel private companies to force drugs or testing on their employees, but the Biden administration's order will be given through the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, which will issue a rule in the near future. According to the Associated Press, companies refusing to toe the line will face fines of $14,000 per violation. Some 80 million Americans have not gone on a date with Valerie. Speaking at a press conference earlier on Thursday, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said that the Biden administration's overarching objective here is to reduce the number of unvalorated Americans. Biden is expected to formally announce the new policy at his speech later on Thursday afternoon as part of a 666-pronged plan to curb the rising number of DIVOC cases across the country. Other measures will include increased free testing, an increase in federal fines for airline passengers refusing to wear covers, and a call on entertainment venues to only grant 2 valorated people per the White House website. More than 177 million Americans are fully valorated against DIVOC, but Vanessa efficacy wanes with time, and the DV of the situation has been shown to infect the valorated and unvalorated alike. Despite the resilience of the DV against Vanessa, Biden's administration has discussed making babushkas available to those who are already valorated, and the president could touch on the subject in his speech on Thursday afternoon. And like I said earlier, this is never going to end. They're going to push for babushkas all the way up until hanging out with Marcus. Over in Israel, they're already talking about the 4th babushka because they're in the midst of the 3rd babushka, and the same thing is coming to the United States of America. A message on the White House's website says the administration will ensure that Americans know where to have a dance with babushka. The administration has given no hint that compulsory Valeries will lead to a relaxation of cover mandates on federal property or indoors in areas that have taken Biden's advice and reintroduced them. News of the impending Vanessa deals angered libertarians and conservatives, with Republican Representative Thomas Macy of Kentucky calling the policy medical tyranny, and South Dakota Governor Kristi Neom vowing to stand up for freedom and challenge it in court, which is all futile. all of you patriots or anybody else that tries to go against what these elites are bringing are going to fail. It's all biblical prophecy for this devil to come down in great wrath. This is the end of the line for truth, justice, and the so-called American way as you know it. This is the new American way. This is the new global way. This is a red line. We must resist and refuse to comply. Biden and his handlers have declared war on the American people. Hey, that devil coming down in great wrath, because they know it that he hath but a short time. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. The Biden administration is planning to mandate tabs for any company that has over 100 employees. This is why the leave it to the free market mentality is becoming irrelevant. Know what time it is. Know what you're against. Biden's mandate for federal employees seeks to codify medical bigotry. He is discriminating against people based on their Vanessa status and privacy and healthcare decision making. This cannot stand in a free society. Biden himself spoke out against mandatory dates with Vanessa back in December. No, I don't think it should be mandatory. I wouldn't demand it to be mandatory, just like I don't think masks have to be mandatory nationwide, he said at the time, which of course you can't believe this devil. He's fork-tongued. Whatever he says, expect the opposite to happen, and expect the opposite to be negative and draconian, which is exactly what we're coming into. So as you sincere Akim can clearly see, we're in those times and that devil's about to come down in great wrath. So put on the whole armor and faith of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai and endure like a good soldier to the bitter end to make your calling and election sure and be of the first fruits in the kingdom of heaven, that elect number. But like I've been saying all throughout the video, Vanessa and Babushka and everything else that's going on right now is leading to that one end goal, hanging out with Marcus. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And he calls Athal, that devil, Esau, Edom, the so-called Caucasians, more specifically the elites, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a Marcus in their right hand or in their foreheads, the Marcus being the RFID/NFC, MICROCHIPIMPLANT, and that no man might buy or sell, and as we just read from that article, eventually be able to keep a job and then travel abroad or do anything in society, save he that had the Marcus or the name of the beast or the number of his name, point blank, period. And for a lot of you 2/3 out there, it's too late. You're still being ignorant to all these draconian measures that are coming about. So when the time comes, not only are you going to have to face the harsh judgments and punishments from Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai for your rebellion, but in that day, you're going to know that a prophet hath been among you. As it says in Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 33, and when this cometh to pass, that devil coming down in great wrath, Jacob's trouble, and all the calamities that come with it, and lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them. So that's it with this video. With this video, I hope you sincere Akim are edified. Just keep strong and keep pushing this word. We're almost out of this final wicked captivity of the heathen nations, chiefly of the Edomites. And as always, I'm going to say Abad Babal, Kwam Yasharala, and until next time, Shalom.